Alright guys, my name is Shervin House. Welcome to the FinlyWealth channel. In this video, we're going to rank the top 5 cashback credit cards in Canada. Now, of course, if you're looking for a cashback card, there are a ton of different options and it can be very overwhelming to know, okay, which one is the right one for me or how do all these different cards compare against each other. And that's why I'm putting together this list to give you a guide as to which cashback cards are worthy of attention. Now, of course, this is a very general ranking for the average person out there. Depending on your specific situation, one card might actually be a lot better than another card or vice versa. So just keep that in mind. Just because a card is ranked, let's say 5th or 4th on this list doesn't necessarily mean that's the 5th or 4th best card for you. That's just the average ranking for the average person. But of course, if you need more help to find the exact best card for you, you can check out a bunch of tools that we have on FinlyWealth.com. We have the credit card calculator, we have the credit card quiz. These are tools that help you find the best card for you specifically. And it's because these tools take into account exactly what you spend on, exactly what your habits are, exactly what you're looking to get out of credit cards. And that way they can give you very personalized recommendations. But again, this list is just for the average person out there. And now, without further ado, let's get right into what this list is. At number 5, we have the BMO Cashback Mastercard. Now, this is a card that I like a lot. I do have this card myself. I opened it a long time ago. It's a no-fee credit card that gets you 3% cashback on groceries. Now, the reason why I like this card so much is that pretty much every other credit card out there that doesn't have a fee at most gets you 2% back on groceries, with the exception of one card, the Rogers card, which we'll talk about later. But that's a very specific case. That doesn't really apply for everyone. All other cards, though, don't even get you anything above 2% on groceries, if that. This card gets you 3% on groceries. And groceries is one of those areas where a lot of us spend a lot of money on groceries all the time. And again, the fact that the card has no fees whatsoever means that you can pair it up with other no-fee credit cards. So for example, if you have one card that gets you very high cashback on groceries and another card that gets you very high cashback on, let's say, something else, then guess what? You can start picking up all these different cards that have no fees, but each of them gets you a high cashback rate on one category or another. And together, you can get a ton of cashback on a ton of different categories without ever paying any fees for your credit cards. Now, of course, I'm not against paying fees for credit cards. There are certainly cards that have fees that get you a lot of value. But if you are just looking for no-fee cards that get you a lot of cash back, this is one of the cards that you can definitely look at. At number 4, we have the Simplii Financial Visa card. And this is also a no-fee card, which is free to own and gets you 4% cash back at restaurants, bars, and coffee shops. Again, this is a card that I myself own as well. And similar to the BMO Cashback Mastercard, again, it gets you a ton of cash back on this specific category. And 4% is crazy. I'll tell you right now, no other credit card that has no fee that gets you higher than 3% on anything. Forget about, this particular dining situation. No, nothing. There's no other card. This is the only credit card that has no fee that gets you 4% cash back on anything. And it's on dining, which is, again, a big category. This is not a small category that maybe you use once in a while. It's not parking or something like that. This is a category that a lot of us spend a lot of money on. Anytime you go out to eat, anytime you get a coffee, anytime you go out to grab a drink or something, it usually adds up quite a bit every single month. So if you can get 4% back on every single one of those, that's quite a bit of cash back. And again, on a free-to-own card. Now, there are some paid cards that give you a ton of value on dining. For example, there's the Amex Cobalt card, which is a paid card. That card costs $13 a month to own, but that card can give you a ton of value on dining. But if you're just looking for a no-fee card, the Simplii Financial Visa card is absolutely amazing. At number 3, we have the MXSimplific Preferred, and this is by far the best cashback credit card that Amex offers. Now, Amex has a lot of good cards that get you points. Again, I just mentioned the Amex Cobalt card. But when it comes to cashback, this is by far their best one. And yes, this one is paid, but I really think it's worth it. The card costs $10 a month to own, but it gets you 4% back on gas, groceries, and 2% back on everything else. Again, I know I'm sounding like a broken record, but this is another card that I own, and I love this card because the 4% on gas is awesome. The 4% on groceries is a great upgrade from the BMO card that I had. I opened up the BMO card a long time ago, but a little while after, like a year or two after, I got the MXSimplific Preferred, and I basically almost never use the BMO card anymore because 4% on groceries, obviously a little bit better, But the best feature about this card is 2% back on everything. No matter what you spend on. You can spend money on the most ridiculous thing. Like, I don't know, if you hire some contractor to come and like, I don't know, do some modeling on your house or something. As long as you can pay them with a card, you get 2% cash back on all of that. So that really adds up, because whatever odd expenses you have, even if they're big expenses, you can still get 2% cash back on all of that. Again, the only exception is the Rogers card, which we're going to get into in a second. But again, that card again doesn't apply for everyone. This card, it applies for everyone. And of course, the MXSimplific Cash Preferred as a premium card also has a ton of features and perks. This is stuff like all kinds of travel coverages, mobile device insurance, purchase protection, a whole bunch of features that make the card even more desirable to own. Now, I do go into all the specifics in the MXSimplific Cash Preferred review that I did. Make sure to click up here if you want to check out that whole video. But that's the basic gist of it. The card gets you a ton of value and also a ton of cash back. And it's still affordable. It's not super pricey. It is $10 a month, but it's not like an Amex Platinum that costs $800 a year or something like that. At number 2, we have the Scotia Momentum Visa Infinite card, which is a premium card. It costs $120 a year to own, but for the first year, the fee is waived. So it's basically like a free-to-own card for the first year, and it's only from the second year that you start paying the fee. Now, this card, even though it is a paid card, it has the potential to get you a ton of cash back and leave you in profit every single year, particularly if you're someone who pays rent. And the reason for that is because this card gets you 4% cash back on groceries and also 4% cash back on recurring purchases. So this would be stuff like your streaming service subscription, or if you have a gym that takes money from you every single month or something like that, those are recurring payments. And yes, of course, your rent is also a recurring payment. And while you can't use your credit card to pay your rent, there are intermediary services that take credit card payment from you on a regular basis and pay your rent with e-transfers. Now, of course, I go more in depth into how that exactly works and how you can do it with this credit card where you're getting a decent profit every single year. So make sure to check out that video to find out exactly how that works as well. But basically, if you are someone who does have recurring purchases, whether you have too many streaming service subscriptions, or you have a very expensive gym that you go to, or if you pay rent, trust me, this is the card that you need to take a look at. So make sure to check out that video to learn all about it. And of course, at number 1, we have the Rogers Red Mastercard and the Rogers Red World Elite Mastercard. I'm going to group them together because they're really the same card. It's just that one gets you a little bit more and it's still no fee, but it does have a higher income requirement. I'm going to get into it in a second. Basically, the Rogers Red Mastercard gets you 2% cash back on everything you purchase as long as you have at least one service with either Rogers, Fido, or Shaw. If you don't have at least one service with one of these companies, you're only going to get 1% cash back on everything. So that's not going to be super great. But if you have at least one service with one of those companies, then you're going to get 2% cash back. And on top of that, if you redeem that cash back towards that service that you have with one of those 3 companies, then you get 50% more when redeeming the cash back. So basically, it's as if you've been getting 3% cash back all along. So if you get this card, as long as you have at least one service with either Rogers, Fido, or Shaw, and as long as you take the cash back and redeem it towards that service, you're basically earning 3% value back. And that's why this card is so amazing, because it gets you such a high cashback rate for no fee whatsoever. Now, the Rogers Red World Elite Mastercard gets you a little bit more on US dollar purchases, and it also gets you some more perks and coverages as well. And it is also still free to own. It's just that it has a higher income requirement, whereas the Rogers Red Mastercard doesn't have any income requirement at all. The Rogers Red World Elite Mastercard has a minimum income requirement of either $80,000 personal or $150,000 household. And as long as you have either the same or higher income, then you can get the Rogers World Elite Mastercard instead. It's still free to own. It still gets you the same 3% cashback potentially if you do it the right way. But you also get a little bit more cash back on US dollar purchases. That will be about 4.5% value back if you do it the same way. And you also get a bunch more coverages as well. Again, if you want to go fully in depth into all of those details, I made a full video about that as well. But that's the final ranking. We had the BMO Cashback Mastercard at 5th place, Simplii Financial Visa card at 4th place, the Simplii Cash Preferred by American Express at 3rd. We had the Scotia Momentum Visa Infinite card at 2nd. And at number 1, we have the Rogers Red World Elite and the Rogers Red Mastercard. Now let us know in the comments down below which of these cards you have had, what your experience has been with them. Are there other cards on this list that you're looking to get in the future? And if you haven't done so already, make sure to smash the subscribe button down below and join the FinlyWealth YouTube community. Again, this is a brand new channel, so we really appreciate your support. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash the like button down below for the YouTube algorithm as well. And with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.